The year 2025 began like any other. Then, March arrived. It brought news that shook the very foundations of our past. From the timeless sands of Egypt, a secret emerged. A team of Italian researchers, led by Professor Corrado Malanga from the University of Pisa, announced something incredible. They had peered deep beneath the Giza Plateau. What they claimed to have found there was astounding. It was a discovery that promised to rewrite history books. The world held its breath, waiting for more details. This was no accidental find. It was the result of cutting-edge technology. The scientists used a sophisticated system, low-frequency synthetic aperture radar guided by artificial intelligence. This powerful combination allowed them to see what no human eye had seen before. They scanned the Earth below the pyramids. They were looking for anomalies, for hidden spaces. The data began to paint an extraordinary picture. A picture of a world hidden beneath our feet for millennia. A world that orthodox Egyptology had never suspected. The initial reports were electrifying. They spoke of vast, complex structures, not just simple tombs or forgotten cellars. The details that emerged from Professor Malanga's team were staggering. Their radar had not just found a few small chambers, it had mapped an extensive, almost unbelievable subterranean world. The primary focus of their research was the area around the Khafra pyramid. This pyramid, second largest at Giza, has always held a particular mystique. Now, it seemed it was guarding secrets far deeper than anyone imagined. The data suggested a complex that dwarfed our previous understanding of ancient capabilities. The reports described a sprawling network of tunnels, some stretched for over 2 kilometers. They plunged to incredible depths, some reaching 600 meters below the surface. Imagine the engineering skill required. Massive cube-shaped voids were detected. Symmetrical rooms appeared on the radar scans beneath all 3 main pyramids. This suggested a coordinated design, a master plan. These were not random formations of rock, they bore the hallmarks of intelligent construction.
What was the purpose of this vast hidden complex? The conventional answers simply do not fit. These structures are too deep, too extensive, too complex to be mere tombs. Pharaohs were buried in magnificent sarcophagi, yes, but not in sprawling underground cities reaching towards the Earth's mantle. The sheer scale suggests a different kind of purpose. A purpose that speaks of advanced understanding. Perhaps an understanding of energies and forces we are only now beginning to rediscover. Could these chambers and tunnels have housed ancient machines? Were they part of a colossal energy-generating system? Some researchers have long speculated that the pyramids themselves were not tombs, but rather sophisticated devices.
Section 4. The Fingerprints of Gods, Extraterrestrial Architects and Ancient Wisdom. When we confront structures of such magnitude and precision, we must ask difficult questions. Could the ancient Egyptians, as depicted in mainstream history, have built this? Around 2500 BCE, with copper tools and sheer manpower? The pyramids themselves are a monumental achievement, but a subterranean complex, stretching kilometers long and hundreds of meters deep? This pushes the boundaries of what we thought possible for that era. It forces us to consider other, more unconventional possibilities. This is where we enter the realm of gods and ancient astronauts. Is it possible that humanity had help? Were there teachers, mentors, or even architects from beyond our world? Many ancient cultures, including the Egyptians, spoke of sky gods, beings who descended from the heavens.
Section 5, a new dawn for history challenging the orthodox timeline. The implications of this March 2025 discovery are truly revolutionary. If confirmed, these findings don't just add a new chapter to Egyptian history, they demand a complete re-evaluation of our ancient past. The standard narrative tells us the pyramids were built around 4,500 years ago. they were tombs for pharaohs of the 4th dynasty. This new evidence of vast, deep structures challenges this simple story. It suggests a much older, more complex and technologically advanced presence at Giza. Could the Giza Plateau have been a sacred site for far longer than we believe? Perhaps tens of thousands of years?
The Sphinx itself shows water erosion patterns that suggest it faced torrential rains that haven't occurred in Egypt for many millennia. This points to a much greater antiquity. These underground structures might predate the pyramids themselves. They could be remnants of a lost global civilization.
Section 6: Guardians of the Old Story, Official Doubts and the Wall of Silence. As with any discovery that challenges established beliefs, skepticism was immediate and forceful. Egypt's authorities were quick to cast doubt. Dr. Zahi Hawass, the former head of antiquities and a powerful voice in Egyptology, dismissed the findings. He reportedly called them completely wrong. This is a familiar pattern. New ideas that threaten the orthodox view are often met with resistance, especially when they concern iconic sites like the Giza pyramids. The guardians of the old story are rarely quick to embrace change.
Professor Lawrence Conyers from the University of Denver also expressed skepticism. He cited potential technological limitations of the radar. He questioned the scientific basis of the claims. It is true that the findings by Professor Malanga's team are yet to be published. They have not yet undergone the rigorous process of peer review. This is a crucial step for scientific validation. Until then, the claims remain provisional. However, outright dismissal without full consideration of the data seems premature.
Section 7: Into the Unknown, the Quest for Truth Beneath the Pyramids. Despite the skepticism, the story is far from over. Professor Malanga's research team has stated their intention. They plan to make their full data public later in 2025. This will be a crucial moment. It will allow scientists worldwide to scrutinize the evidence, to analyze the radar readings, to debate the interpretations. Transparency is key. If the data is robust, it will speak for itself. It will force even the most ardent skeptics to reconsider their positions. The truth has a way of eventually surfacing.
Looking ahead, further investigation is already being planned. A Japanese-Egyptian group is reportedly preparing for new scans in 2026. Perhaps they will use different technologies. Perhaps they will focus on different areas of the plateau. Independent verification is vital in science. If other teams can replicate or expand upon Malanga's findings, the case will become much stronger. The quest for what lies beneath Giza is gaining momentum. It feels like we are on the threshold of something truly transformative.